Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Rational Investors Crypto Countdown. TRI's Top 100 Crypto Review. I don't have a clue what the hell the name of this show is. And there's nobody watching. That's great. Actually, I think it's the first time that's ever happened. So we can go, blah, YouTube, you suck. Actually, that's interesting. Also, too, I noticed... little TRO logo is right on top of the picture, so actually I might even be blocking it out. I don't know if I can move this over. No, see, it always sticks right back to the same spot. Oh, look at that. Hey, I'm all the way up there now. Anyway, couldn't find my lucky hat, so my apologies everyone. We started this kind of late. Oh, hey, look at that. We got 200% viewer growth. 2 people are watching. Woohoo. That's great. So I did put a tout out on the daily brief for the video tonight, but I guess it didn't get that many, that much interest. Oh, now we just lost 50% of our audience. Somebody disappeared. Oh. Anyway, welcome back to the frivolity. I'm not even quite sure if this is even working. Let me see if I have this thing recording correctly. I might not. Working. Let me see if I have this thing recording correctly. So there's OBS. You guys can working. Let me see if I have. Hey, Paul's. Paul's. 50% of our public audience. Hey, Paul's. That's great. Hey, I hope you're the one that hit that like button, or maybe the other person hit the like button. Anyway. And Ben's the other one. Hey, woohoo, we're killing it. That's great. Oh, goodness. Man, if anything, what an interesting analogy of current market state. I guess not too many people are interested in crypto right now. God, you used to do these kind of videos and you have hundreds of people just watching. Not even thinking twice. Tell me what to buy. Tell me what to buy. I want to get rich. Anyway. All right, so welcome back to our show. We'll have an hour, 2 hours of lighthearted banter regarding the crypto markets. My co-hosts, we have the Nigerian Nightmare. Nigerian? No, it's not from Nigeria. Romanian. The Romanian Nightmare. Paul. Paul, are you here?
Yeah, good morning.
Hey, there he is. Good morning. Yes, actually, it's is the sun come up yet where you are? Is it still dark?
No. It's just 4 a.m. in my area, so.
There you go. Now that's a hardcore trader. Damn. Welcome, sir. And then we also have Ben, my co-host from Florida, at least a little bit closer to where I am. How are you, sir?
Good evening. I'm doing great. Yeah,
Awesome.
How are you?
You know what I heard? I heard incredible feedback from the public. They loved you two last week. I was really impressed with that. Lots of positive feedback, positive PMA. They love the work that you guys are doing. So keep it up. So proud of the TRI fam. So here we are. The 5th of October? Is that where we are? Yeah, look at that. 5th of October, Wednesday. Plowing our way. I suppose now we're officially into fall, aren't we? Hey, there's Adam. Adam, good old Adam C. Hope you're doing well. I don't know whether I see you too much on the website, but I hope you can make it onto the website. But anyway, good to see you over there on YouTube, Adam. Hey, holy Jesus, look at that. Our viewership is growing leaps and bounds. We're up to 7 people. No, oh my God. We just had like a 30% increase. We're at 9 people. Woohoo. Damn. Actually, no, that's only about a 50. Oh, look at that. Now we fell. Now we're down. Somebody's watching. It's like, oh, Jesus, not this Beamish guy. All right. So anyway, I do have the camera on. I have the little webcam on. So I don't know whether that's productive you can use, but I couldn't find my lucky hat, so that's actually why we started a couple minutes late. I was scouring the apartment for my lucky hat. I couldn't find it. Oh well. Okay, so here we are, 5th of October, 20,300. Is that sort of our last official print? I see 20,320 over here on stamp. So that means, according to our little spreadsheet, that the semi-bulls, is that a +1? Is that what a semi-bull gets? Looks like they carried the day. So that's Ben. Ben, you smarty smart. Way to go. And Brian, of course, was bearish. So nice call there, Brian. Not. And Paul, I think Paul's just generally optimistic about life. So I think if you're, I don't know, Paul, you still feeling pretty optimistic?
Yeah, why not?
I think when we were getting the call going, he was like, "Oh my God, Bitcoin's about to break out! Oh my God, here we go!" So anyway, it should be cool to get Paul's report on what he sees in the market. I have to say, I think on balance, that the market does look uppy, so that's encouraging. And Brian, of course, voted a big negative, so Brian's in the poo-poo box this week. Doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Jesus, why is that guy even on the air? I don't know. Let's see. Interesting. Why do we have -500 here? Wonder if it was that plus. Should that be +800? Maybe I'll change that for the team. Looks like it should be +800. Something like that. As well, too, you know what we noticed? We had an interesting conversation on the site today. At least I did. I don't know if anybody enjoyed it. In the daily brief, I do a video on the site daily. And we were talking about how the breadth indicator had turned back up here on the 27th. And how the entire crypto universe breadth indicator never did break down here. And I gotta say, that's looking awfully uppy. It did have the potential for like an M breakdown failure, but you can see that was quickly taken back. And everybody's pushing to new highs now here. And I was pointing this out in the daily brief here today. The top fives in the crypto universe and really the whole crypto basket itself looking kind of uppy. Now there is the raw breadth, and here's the bullish percentage. Everything pointing very bullishly here. And then what I love about this page is we can, this is the sort of the top 30 crypto names. Of course, you can look at the whole universe. And you saw on the front page that top 5. Well, actually, we can sort them from, basically best to worst. Technically speaking, how ironic good old BNB is leading the charge here. I get the impression CZ has been deemed crypto's future. Anyway, so here would be sort of a technical ranking of best to worst in our crypto top 30, and sure is looking like a lot of bull flags forming here. Don't know whether we have enough to justify like breakouts. A lot of these moves look like they're just they're either breaking down trend lines or they're bucking into them. Which usually means like what you'd like to see is following the break of the trend line, then a W. And I kind of like that thinking because I've been sort of touting to the public. Where's the best place to show this to you? Actually, probably on the dashboard. The TRI blog. I think this has been absolutely invaluable. What do years that end in 2 sort of look like? So I still think that there is a impetus to end the year on a strong note. If we look at typical political years down in the States, and of course the entire capital markets, I think, are being driven by politics. We see that second year new Democratic president is usually this dotted line. And you can see, at least for the first part of October, and you can see it doesn't matter what scenario you're in, market's catching a bid here. I do like the idea that the stock market and maybe crypto, we might come back down and test these lows in through the end of October here. I think the stock market could trade two new lows. But on balance, you can see once, and I think that the sort of the big what if here is the U.S. Election as well too. There are some pretty dramatic celestial events coming up here through the end of October that are probably going to throw the humans for a little bit of a loop. But once we get through that, then you can actually see it doesn't matter what scenario, this political scenario, the whole darn market, it looks like, wants to lift into the end of the year. And that would, of course, go along with that decennial report. So with that kind of thinking, in a weird sort of way, I kind of like the idea that we're trying to find some sort of short-term base. I do like, and what I had sort of suggested to the public audience. In fact, if we go through the crypto top 30, I think there's Bitcoin. There's the BTC versus USDT. So that's like versus Tether. A lot of stuff that we watch is versus Tether. There are just some really interesting names like this VET. That to me looks like, gee whiz, look at that bottom that's trying to come in there. Up, down, up, down. That's like W Central. So the VET, which I thought was interesting, seems to be breaking down trend lines here. And look at Cripple. Jesus, I can't believe how Cripple is just going for it. So, just even a month or so ago, we were talking about how Cripple was just putting in these W's and breaking out. And now look what's happening. It looks like Cripple's actually putting in like a bullish bot setup here. Holy moly, what the heck's going on?
Last week we spoke about Ripple.
Didn't we? Yeah, I seem to remember. Yeah. Sounds familiar.
Had some news.
Yeah, look at that. So we can even start coming up with some technical upside objectives. But I don't know, I think last week we, if I'm not mistaken, I think we sort of just jumped right into your report. And actually I thought, that it sort of flowed really nicely. So what do you think, Paul? Do you think you're ready to give the world a big whack of the Romanian nightmare here?
Yeah, okay. Why not?
Why not? All right,
I see an LJ on that one, on 4-hour chart.
I'm going to sit here and keep playing with my charts here and drawing out levels. Jesus, there you go. So 66 cents on the Cripple. Beautiful bottom. Holy moly, look at that. Textbook. But why don't we see if we can screen share. I'll put my funny looking mug away. Boom. There's that. And do you want to try and screen share here?
Yeah.
I'll stop screen sharing. There you are, the big P. And if you want to screen share, then we'll show these good people what you're looking at. And then we'll circle around and I'll just throw in my 2 cents. Because I think Paul does some excellent research. So what I'm going to do here is, let's see, if I hit, I think it's F11. One of these buttons. Nope, not that one. I got to be careful I don't show you the one with all the naked ladies. That one? No, not that one. That's the screen share thing. I wonder which button it is. Maybe it's that one? There we go. Awesome. Okay, I'll put myself on mute. You basically have the floor, sir. So tell all 8 of us what's on your mind.
Holy. Yeah, 1 second. So last week newsletter, we had some acceptable results in my opinion on the Discord group. We had nine trades, 6 wins, 2 losses, 1 scratch trade, 8% profit in total. Keep in mind this is just the trades we post before the entry and a complete idea with stop loss, entry, and take profit. On the Bitcoin chart, on weekly time frame, not too much. You see the 2017 all-time highs is behaving like a support. We have a lot of time ranging in this area. Looks nice. In one way, I feel the same vibes like in 2018 when we thought the 6K could be the bottom and we need another dump to 3K. Something like that. It's a similar feeling now. But I'm a trader, so I have to play level by level. If I will go to, let's say, 14K, yeah, will be a nice buying opportunity. Now I'm stuck with this range, so I have to make money in this part of the chart. On daily chart, Sunday we had the reload zone, 19,000, 19,100, and I said I will hunt long setups. I managed to get some really nice longs on this one. We had some bullish divergence at that moment. We still have something on daily chart. You can see RSI is pointing bullish. MACD, even OBV had a bullish divergence on daily chart. So it was normal for me to look for long setups on lower time frames, even on daily chart. On the 4-hour chart, I saw the same range. We are still in that range now. We're trying to break out. So at that point, middle of the range, I was looking for a long setup on 4-hour chart. Usually I avoid trading in the middle of the range because I don't have a clear edge. I have to rely on indicators to give me a clear signal where the market wants to go. But this range, keep in mind, is from 15, 16 last month. Really nice range. We made some money in this one. I love trading in a range. You just sell at the top and just buy at the bottom. Pretty simple stuff. 2 to 1, 3 to 1 setups work really nice. On Bitcoin dominance, I guess we have the same level now from Sunday. Same idea. 41% dominance on Bitcoin. We completed the AB equals CD. We just bounced from the bottom of the range. Maybe it's just a dead cat bounce, but now seeing the market, I'm expecting Bitcoin to regain some dominance at least to 44 level, and then we'll see if has strength to go even higher. On longer time frames, I'm still expecting Bitcoin dominance to go to the 20 level. Too many altcoins, so Bitcoin has a smaller share from the crypto universe. But in a bear market, we can go to 44, 50, even higher than that. Ethereum versus Bitcoin on 1 week chart, same range from May. We had some nice bounce from the bottom of the range to the top with the news on Ethereum. Now down again in the middle of the range. If I'll take a bet, I'll bet the Ethereum will go to the bottom of the range versus Bitcoin. At least what I see now in the chart. But we'll play level by level and we'll see. Looks like Ethereum needs some to cool off a little bit after that news. Total 2, not too much happening in this one. We had the bounce in the from the lows in the summer. Now we are just at the in the reload zone and trying to put a W in the reload zone. We'll see if this green line is the all-time highs from 2017. If this level will hold, we can bounce from this area. We'll see. But now we're trying to put a W in the reload zone, so looks okay. The news from this week, the most important one for the people. We had some news. We still have some. Friday, you'll see unemployment and non-farm payrolls. Not too much, but enough to give us a nice volatility. We'll see exactly what we'll have today and tomorrow. I said, given the state of the market, I think altcoins, it's okay to wait for a W on the daily chart from Sunday until now. Excuse me a second. On from Friday, from Sunday until now, on some altcoins we have that W, so it's okay to hunt a long setup. On the investor side, it's okay, at least in my opinion, to continue DCA or little old lady strategy to buy on altcoins. Some ideas on Sunday. I had this one looked really nice on daily chart. E-gold had a nice W on reload zone. All the indicators pointing up. Was at 49.50. Now it's above 54 or something like that. I put a long position below 49 on spot market, and I'm just riding the wave. We'll see how much we can do with this one. Has some news in November, so until then, I'm expecting this one to go up. But depending on what Bitcoin will do, this one will perform or underperform. We'll see. Algo, I said wait for a retest at this level. I don't think we got the 61.8, but now is pointing up. I had some swing trades on lower time frames on this one. Alpha, Alpha had a nice location, a nice pump back in the reload zone from this pump. Even now looks really nice for a long on daily chart. So you can take a look at that. And peer, I'm waiting for an LJ on this one. We have a nice location, reload zone. If it goes to $3, I will hunt a W on smaller time frames. But on daily chart, I'm waiting for a W the other side of the trend line. Keep in mind it's a small altcoin. Trading condition, I'm still thinking we are in a hard mode. So for me, maximum 1% per trade. Sometimes I'll go even 0.5 per trade, but keep in mind I'm trading on 5-minute chart, 50-minute chart. Sometimes if I'm well rested and I'm feeling good, I'll go even 1-minute chart. That's not for everyone. But even on 50-minute chart, 1 hour, I'm still thinking it's okay to keep the risk at minimum. 0.5, 1%, it's enough to make some money. So why force more than that? And at the end, like you know, my saying, treat trading like a business and market will treat you like a king. Now let's go and see. Maybe you can get some ideas, fresh ideas. So as you can see, I framed this bot on BNB on daily time frames. time frame. I usually don't like to trade bots on higher time frames on daily charts because there's too much time involved and the market could switch. But looks okay. I have one low, two lows. This small one could be the third low, or maybe we need another one. If we make another low, you can put also an LJ setup. So BNB is looking nice for a continuation trade, at least in my opinion. Let's see. I saw something on Digibyte, USDT, something like that. Let's see on daily chart. Really nice W action. Really nice W action in this area. You see, it's a daily W and a nice retest yesterday. Keep in mind, it's Tuesday in my time zone. I see a good potential on this one to hunt along. Let's see another one. And this one, I guess. Same idea. You can see below at the 78.6 retracement level. We have a trend line is broken down. Wait, you can wait for a new W, the other side of the trend line. What I see on smaller time frame, I see a range like in Bitcoin. You can wait this range to be broken. You enter at the retest or put the LJ or the 3-step setup. You have the you have a location. If we take a look at the indicators, you see we have the divergence. I like the OBV, a nice W action. You see a divergence even if you go on lower time frame. You'll see on the RSI. Now RSI is fighting with the 50 line. If we manage to go above 50 line, could be a nice long on this one. Let me show you something from the people in the group. Something was pumping really hard. See, Paul, I guess. This one, take a look at this one. Some guy said they get the second double now at this level. Too late to buy this one, at least in my opinion. We don't chase the markets. TRIers and our group, we don't chase the markets. Let's wait the pump to be over, draw a reload zone, has some announcements. Seems like new listing on FTX or Binance or something like that. So you see the short reload zone is really close to touch the 61.8 short reload zone. I still have some altcoins in my list. I'm hunting. Let's put a 4-hour chart. I'm hunting on Algo. You can see I'm hunting for an LJ. I have the same LJ on Ripple. You can see it's even a bot setup. One low, two low, three lows, and this will be the entry. But I prefer to hunt with the LJ setup now. We have KNC. I'm hunting on this one. Nice dump. We can pump at least to retest this level. Not now. Still need some consolidation, but I'm watching this one. E-gold, I said from the weekly newsletter. You see 49. Now is close to my take profit area. I don't have a hard take profit in the market on this one. I have a hard stop loss, but not a hard take profit. I'm waiting. If markets wants to give me more profit, why stop it? So I'll move my stop loss in profit, slowly control the position with the stop loss. Why stop the market if he wants to go higher? 1 second, let's see. This one is lagging. You see the Solana had some problems even last week. I don't like this one. It's still ranging. We have this one looking nice. This one had bad news, but all-time highs on this one was $400 or something like that, and now it's six. It's definitely cheap, and if you manage to buy at this level and get at least a double to get some free coins, in my opinion, I think it's worth to the effort to hunt along on this one. Most of the market looks like that, trying to put some W's on 4-hour chart. Even on 1-hour chart, it's okay to hunt if you are sharp enough. On daily chart, we are forming some W's, but I don't think if I see a daily W, I'm waiting for a retracement, for a retest of that W, and then I'll hunt along. At this point, it's a bit early to say exactly what we can do. Let's see on Bitcoin on 4-hour chart. We had this range, really nice. Playing the range, buy low, sell high, short at the highs. Don't do nothing on the middle of the range until at least if you don't have a clear advantage in the market, a clear setup. I was hoping for a last dump to the 61.8 to reload for a pump in the short reload zone, but seems like I'll not get my at least at this moment I'll not get my retracement. On the lower time frames, we managed to put some to make some money even yesterday. I was hunting for a short in this area. You can see this big M, nice retest. I saw some divergence. I put a short. I controlled the positions with the stop loss. I managed to get a 3-1 and I was stopped out. In the same time, I was able to hunt a long on lower time frames on Ethereum. Pump chaser zone, nice location. And you can see W and a reload zone. I didn't wait for a clear LJ. I have the location, pump chaser zone. I had divergence. I had a really nice W, even two of them. I just put a long on this area with the stop loss below this week. I closed the trade at 3-1. I saw some bearish divergence. Seems like the market wants more than that. I have to sleep, so I didn't catch this move up, but it's okay. I don't have to get every move to make money. That's it in my part. Many altcoins look really nice for to hunt longs. Some altcoins they are up a lot, so wait for a retracement. But you can find really nice ideas to hunt. At least this is my opinion and what I see in the market. That's it in my part, Brian.
That's pretty awesome. I don't know.
If
Ben, what
some
do you think? Was that educational?
Always very, very insightful. That was awesome, Paul.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great
thank
stuff.
you.
I think our viewership went up 10x while you were talking.
Let's see.
As soon as I put my microphone on, I see the viewers are just melting away.
No. The same people. I
Just
have the
kidding.
YouTube open, so
Just kidding. Wow, if you got any value out of that, all you 18 people, please hit the like button. Paul just gave you an absolute gift there. And nice trading. Looks like you made a couple half decent slick moves there. I suppose the interesting thing is I've been so distracted with day trading the futures markets. I haven't really been too focused in on the crypto list, but I suppose that that's probably a little overdue. Yeah, I mean, look at that, nice trades there on ETH, etc. And
yeah,
going short one market and long the other. Jeez, what a boss.
yeah. Why
Um,
not?
But I will say I'm a little disappointed that you actually let that last ETH trade go through. I mean, really, you say that you have to sleep, but I'm tired of the excuses, sir. I'm just
Yeah,
absolutely tired.
at least 6 hours a night. If I don't sleep 6 hours, I'll not be able to scalp or day trade, and I'll have to wait one day.
Well, and like that ETH USD perp chart right there. I mean, I
Yeah.
see the most beautiful bot setup, and it looks like we're probably coming into profit levels. And it reminds me, I'm gonna hijack the screen now on you.
Yeah, I'll close the
Um,
my part.
this Ripple that we were mentioning earlier. I mean, this thing is just spitting out new setups now. So it's like, I mean, I don't know whether you want to work off a trend line like that, or maybe you want to be a little bit more conservative and something like that. But you know, as Paul said there, I think it's always a good idea not to chase. But you know, so a name like this, you get any kind of pullback into this 47 area, and it could set up another entry for a move up to 66. So what we might find is that you know, Bitcoin catches a bit of a bid, and actually probably not a bad idea for us just to look at the broader market here for you guys. So there's sort of, this is, if I was going to, you know, like this is sort of the matrix, so that the follow that gives me an idea of what's going on in the broader market. If I put that back, then maybe we'll move this forward and forward. And then we will go like so. So a lot of uppy. It's interesting. Here's your Bitcoin, Ethereum. I mean, look at that base in Ethereum. God, that's beautiful. Look at Litecoin's even basing out. And I thought it was interesting. We run a stock pickers club last night, and even in the stock pickers club, some crypto names snuck through the screeners. And look at this peer coin. You know, I'm a big fan of letting moving averages sort of set up like bullish trades and set up bullish scenarios. So this particular one, peer coin, somebody said here that these things usually pump with Litecoin. If Litecoin's pumping, this one often is. So I did find it interesting. I was just showing you there a second ago. The sort of matrix that I like to follow. It has Litecoin. This would I would consider sort of like an altcoin proxy. You know, there is the shit perp. I mean, that looks like a W if I've ever seen one there. This is the DeFi perp. So DeFi, look how DeFi's catching that bid there. This is the total crypto market. I mean, look at everything is pumping here. Interestingly enough, and I don't know whether that's probably not even relevant anymore because September is long gone. Maybe if we put on Z, that'll work. Let's see what happens. There we go. So future spreads, I mean, they're not overly bullish, bearish. I'm not, you know, I've been curious as to how this is going to develop over time, these future spreads. But right now, neither a bullish nor a bearish reading, I suppose, from the spreads. And actually, you know what? One thing I wouldn't mind doing, if you guys don't mind indulging me, since I've been back from the trip, I haven't really had the opportunity to look at this. So just give me a second here. I wonder where I have it. Doesn't look like it's in here. Crypto. Stock market breadth, but I don't know. I don't think this is it. That's a different one. Darn. Maybe I have it over here. Chart setups. I had a really cool BTC trade metrics. It was kind of a breadth study of crypto. Actually, it was very handy. But it's going to be kind of useless if I can't find it. Darn. Well, it caught me with my pants down here. Fudge. Maybe one last, come on, you got to be in here, please. Trade metric. I don't think that's it. It's like crypto internals. Yeah, fudge. That's too bad. I don't think this is it, but what the hell, we'll give it a shot. Is it? Oh, it is. Yay, cool. All right. Well, that was lucky. Okay, so a couple things I wanted to check in on here. This is another, interesting. All these forwards contracts have all blown up here. Here are the futures markets. You can see they're pointing up, both actually. Geez, it just looks like we're on the cusp of some sort of big breakout here. So anyway, that's encouraging to see. Yeah. Isn't that just interesting? This is a really good example of sort of contrarian indicator. And unfortunately, when this thing is red, it actually means that the network's getting stressed. But the good part about it is, usually when it is red and it's pointing higher, Bitcoin's in a bull run. So do I have, that's what this is here, right? Oh yeah, so there is the Bitcoin price. So you can see it is starting to climb the wall of worry here. I suppose if and when this does top out and start to break down, that's when we have to be concerned. I was curious as to whether that had gotten overbought, but you can see we had the moving average cross, which sort of is the, hey, this thing's starting to move higher. And we had sort of the oversold, washed out condition down at like 18 and change. The only cautionary note I would have with this is I remember back in this cycle, where the hell was it? Maybe it was up in here. We turned back up, kind of like this right here, you notice. And then we still had to roll over and make another new low. And I think this also did it back in this market as well. Yeah. So this thing, if anything, it's a little concerning. We have gone red already. So that's a bit of a warning that this probably isn't going to have huge legs. And as Paul was saying earlier, are we still in that kind of environment where 6,000 was kind of it was a screwy, everybody sort of convinced themselves that the bottom was 6,000. And then when this thing emmed out and started to break down, that's when we had that big thumping from 6 all the way down to 3 again. So I'm a little worried about that. I don't like the fact that we've quickly jumped right back up into networks being stressed out. So understand the context of this rally. I'm not overly happy to see that from sort of a long-term bullish perspective. Probably the other chart that I really like to check in on this deck is the dominance. You heard Paul sort of talking about it earlier. I really like this perspective, and actually you heard Paul make reference to Collins' dump chaser and pump chaser zone, that concept of 38.2 to 50% retracement. That's compliments of a gentleman named Colin. I think he's over on the Hero Exchange. I always seem to get that wrong, but I think that's where he is. Anyway, when this is moving green, sort of in the favor, and I guess you could argue that that went all the way through into there, right? That the altcoins are happy. Then when this thing sort of crosses back up, and I used to use market structure signals, so is that your market structure signal that Bitcoin's starting to outperform? That's a tough one. But if that's the case, then this means that Bitcoin's going to be outperforming. And unfortunately, what that means is that altcoin's not doing so good. So we'll see how this plays out. I wanted to see how this looked. I haven't looked at these charts in a while, so thank you very much for indulging me, everyone. So I don't know. Is that sort of a, I'm an altcoin and I'm not very happy right now kind of signal? Maybe. But it is interesting. This is an altcoin, seems to be outperforming. And as I was kind of mentioning earlier, God, we scroll through a lot of these. I mean, I suppose you could argue there's Bitcoin. It's already Wing, and it looks like it's already even starting to kind of climb the wall of worry there, heading higher. A lot of these names that I'm kind of interested in, I don't know whether they've broken out just yet. Maybe Bitcoin can outperform a bit in the short term. There are a lot of these names, like there is Ethereum, and of course I think a big sort of Bitcoin dominance is sort of like what is Ethereum doing relative to Bitcoin. So you can see Bitcoin is working its way higher, whereas Ethereum hasn't really gotten going yet. But I don't know. When I look at this image, this to me looks like the poop index. The DeFi index, the total crypto market cap, geez, those all look very, very uppy. So maybe we're going to see like Ethereum outperform here a little bit, and that'll bring that dominance back down into line, I guess. I don't know. And also, too, so there is that Litecoin image. And as I had said, I was quite surprised that Purecoin actually did have this week. Keep in mind, that's a weekly price chart. So it has a weekly chart, and it kind of looks like XMR, or XRP, I guess, I beg your pardon, this body kind of formation. There's the Purecoin. Oh, is this also, this might be a proxy too on Trex. I noticed for whatever it's worth, Trex sort of officially shit on Canadians. I got the official message from Trex. You're Canadian, fuck you. So your account is officially being closed. I don't know. Maybe now that they've done that, they can start ramping names that are just on Trex. I don't know. Anyway, I asked my partners just to liquidate all those accounts, and I think they did. So anyway, there is that Purecoin. I don't know if I'm really overly excited about that. It looks like it's potentially breaking down here now. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. As Paul kind of says, is that a kind of a name that we'd want to chase at TRI? Probably not. And if anything, probably, if you are interested in this, which I doubt many people would be, this is kind of like yesterday's story. But anyway, there is reload zones down in that area, which makes sense, right? It's just basically the bottom end of the range. So, anyway, thanks for indulging me on that. I was just curious. I hadn't loaded that page up in a while. So that was an interesting sort of commentary. That would be cautious. And unfortunately, I did want to see what that looked like. And that's a bit cautious as well. So, what this kind of looks like to me is sort of saying it earlier. I think that the market's going to goad us. Notice that that's a pretty good looking W. And everybody and their brother's going to be all like, hey, there's, that Beamish guy says buy those damn W's, right? Market moves up a little bit, and some of the little shit coins, especially if you, I like Paul's mentioning of, names. What I've found in this crypto and especially the altcoin space is half of the time these things do these rallies. I wouldn't even say half the time. I'd say it's probably like 60-70% of the time. It's because they're being listed on one exchange or another. I mean, maybe not Trex. I think Trex is it's an old market. But I remember Loom when it was listed on things like Binance and stuff. All hell would break loose. What was that? What was the symbol? It was like COOP or something like that, or was it that cool? What was the one that you showed us there, Paul? What was that symbol?
C-Pool. I'll send a message.
COOL? CPOL. Okay. I wouldn't be surprised if you're going to get these kind of rallies that happen because names are being listed on other exchanges. So keep your eyes peeled. I know there's lots of people that made huge money in the crypto space just because of these exchange listings. And, once that event's happened, that's a buy the rumor, sell the news if I've ever heard of one. So just, be cognizant that once that event's done, it's done. But it might be interesting just to quickly rip through these things. I remember OMG, that one was a real popular one for a very long time period. So, interesting how we're trying to bump along right along the bottom of a range. If a W comes in there, maybe keep on. I know Stewart, he's been super excited about LTO. So, again, coming in against the bottom ends of ranges. Yeah, maybe, if this market's got some legs, then maybe we'll do something here. AKT, I think that was that A cash. This is, I guess, a function also, too, of Luna. Whether Luna's still alive or not. So I don't know. Maybe be careful of that. I mean, I know Stewart, though, he was interested in that one. And I kind of noticed this. I was a bit surprised. Look at what who's doing what there. So I suppose it wouldn't be a crypto rally now if this guy didn't participate. And also, too, I thought it was interesting that it appears that he has to go ahead with his takeover bid for Twitter, and I think this was a big reason why he liked Doge, was because he could use it in the social media sort of arena. So maybe there's a combination here, but it sure looks like an inverted head and shoulders coming in right on a reload zone. And I don't know, you tell me, is this thing got any room to run up if Alan decides to do something? And the irony of it all is, geez, I wonder if he talks to any of his minions and followers who bought when he was on Saturday Night Live there, eh? Wow, what a train wreck. But point of the matter here is it looks like this thing's finally starting to turn some corners, and you might actually even have crazy things like bullish divergences in momentum. Yeah, look at these W's coming in. In fact, that kind of looks very Davo-ish. So how ironic. It looks like Alan looks like he's getting ready to do something. We was talking about Mana earlier today. Oversold, but I don't know. Looks like it's at the bottom end of his range. Thought it was interesting to see that Kim Kardashian got sued. That might have been a bit of a catalyst. That was sort of a slap in the face for the public getting involved in crypto. Maybe that'll be a catalyst. Now all this sort of Hollywood kind of bimbo typees, they're not going to touch crypto again for a while. I don't want to have happened what happened to Kim Kardashian kind of thing. So, and then of course at the top of the market, they'll come piling back in. Chico Crypto's names. I have noticed, I haven't really seen too much out of Chico Crypto, but I did notice that link was looking very interesting. A lot of people are getting interested in this thing again. Yeah, good looking weekly bull div there on Chico's name. So, I mean, you can see the W. It's pretty plain as day. If this thing can get its butt back above $9.5, away we go. So I would actually argue that that's probably a really good proxy for the altcoin space. The price momentum is in place. You can see RSI. Look at Willie, beautifully oversold. You got W's coming in. I know Davo, he used to love all those kind of things. We used to call them Davos. And you tell me, does this thing have any room to move to the upside? So, just even 50% rules. I really like, and I even wanted to buy some of this for Liam. This would be a really good thing for him to have and just socked away somewhere. And you're basically buying this thing for a song and a dance. So, sneak in there at 7. It's a 4x all the way up to the 50% rule. So maybe you like to sell half, at maybe value high there. Get yourself some free coins. And then throw the rest in the cupboard and forget about them. And you never know what the hell Chico and his link. I know he liked this one in years gone by. I guess we probably would say that we need to actually get on the other side of this trend line, though, before we actually get any sort of trending signals. So I get the feeling you could have some sort of rally like that, especially into the end of the year. Maybe a test of that high right there. Like I said, a test of value high up in there. That wouldn't surprise me. So anyway, that's, I I mean, the irony of it all is W's are W's are W's. I'm not really here predicting the future. All I'm saying is if you buy that W, at least you can frame your risk. And if it fails the W, just walk away and preserve capital. But the relative reward, if this W is for real and it's the bottom, looking to take some profits up at the 50% roll, that's some pretty good money. You know what this reminds me of? And it's funny that I mentioned him. I remember back in the last bottom there, 2019, we'll say, Da Vinci and I did a video. And I'm wondering whether we should do another video because it seems just about appropriate that he and I did a video which I often show on the website, and that looks almost identical to that link chart. There to there kind of thing. This one probably a little easier to see the W breakout buy signal on the other side of the trend line. But and the point being that I remember we were looking at this weekly chart, and I mean it's almost funny now when you look back in hindsight. But we basically said that, you know, it was a no-brainer that we would see Ethereum back at $750. Total no-brainer. And yet, you know, it was sitting down there, you know, hit a low of like, what, $70, $80, $90? That's like 10x. And sure enough, boom. And of course, you know, that's almost laughable compared to what it actually did down the road. So I get the feeling that we're actually seeing a similar situation. Maybe not in Ethereum itself, but that linked, geez, it just looks awfully familiar. Was that it? Maybe it's L-I-N-K? Anyway. Yeah, we haven't broken down trend lines yet. But I could definitely see us sort of work our way, and you get any kind of W's on the other side of this, and I think you got no-brainer buy signal there. That would be 4x. Maybe we might even have to be down a little bit lower to get that big high-octane pump. Because what did we say? That Ethereum, it was 10x off of the lows. So if anything, maybe that makes sense. You can see 50% level. You know, maybe it's somewhere the ultimate low. To get that 10x, it's going to be like maybe $2 or something like that, $2.50. So there would be that sort of similar 10x move. And also too, like time-wise, I've been showing a lot of people, where's the best chart to show you? I've been talking a lot about this chart with people lately. You know, where are we in this correction cycle? You know, ironically enough, we've actually gone through the lion's share of the shit. We've probably got like one more dump somewhere in this mess here. But maybe we just go sideways, right? We just sort of bump along here. I could see, I mean, it would make sense to have like one more dump down into sort of cost of production levels. And then we start working our way back up. So if we are sort of like at that point, and you know, as we said, the similar kind of story on Ethereum, previous cycle. You can see, you know, maybe we're like right. I guess we broke through the trend line, the downtrend line, pretty quickly on Ethereum last cycle, so that's pretty good. But I get the feeling like maybe we're right here, and we still got like that one more little FU to go. You know, in this case, that was, I guess, that 6,000, and then that November, that one more dump, and then we put in our W, and we start climbing the wall of worry back up. And what was interesting about this, of course, is that it took a while. And I remember a lot of people got pretty frustrated, right? We didn't really rally smartly, whereas Bitcoin did rally smartly and hit its 50% level right away. But ironically enough, the longer the channel, the bigger the run. This one actually probably turned into a bigger bull market. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. As for Bitcoin here in the short term, I gotta say, man, that's looking very, very uppy. And now with this sort of down, up, down, those lows held, we can actually start doing things like bombs. So, I don't know. We'll be conservative and just go off of that simple range. Might be that high, I don't know. But that would paint a nice test of these highs, which makes perfect sense. Look left, as my Romanians would say, Z-Ban-G. And Z-Ban-G's wife. Look left. Miss you guys already. You can see where we are, relatively speaking, and if we can just clear through here, look left, boom, it's straight up. So, well, that seems perfectly realistic. And now this bigger one, boom, boom, boom. These lows were above these lows, and this high now. So we can actually start doing a bomb off of that range. Oh boy, look where that takes us. So, interesting. Yeah, I don't know why we have that line on there. But I actually like the idea. We're supposed to pump a little bit here into the middle of October. Then heading into the election, it's going to be a big unknown. But I actually do like the idea that these lows hold, and then maybe we work our way up into the end of the year, something like that. I could see something along those lines. Wouldn't be outlandish. And if we look on sort of a bit of a higher time frame, I don't think, it's not, we're not, if anything, what I'm a little worried about, and I could very easily see them do this, is into the end of the year, they bring it up. People are like, wow, look at the size of that W. This is a new bull market. And then, into the new year, actually, I think probably a little bit later, but into the new, actually probably more like this, like I've already drawn. It's kind of funny that was on there. I do like the idea that into the new year and into that sort of first quarter of 2023, which will be I'm getting the feeling that this will be a transition year politically for the United States. So we're going to see a lot of sort of seat shuffling, if you will, down in the U.S. Capitol. Probably also, too, a lot of sort of humming and hawing over the fate of crypto going forward and who's driving the bus. So also, too, if I understand correctly, I think the Fed wants to get ramping up on its Fed coin stuff beginning of the new year, and I have a feeling that's going to probably cast a shadow on the crypto space itself. So anyway, as we had sort of pointed out, as Paul so eloquently said earlier, probably let's not get too wrapped up in what that picture looks like down the road. Let's just sort of concentrate on what's in front of us in the short term. And, W's are W's are W's. It looks like we're Wing out here. So, hey, make hay while the sun's shining. What I would strongly suggest, kind of like what he said with his group, if you're going to be looking for the pumpers and the high octane trades, I would strongly try and tap into, obviously, Paul's group. Sounds to me like they're kicking ass there. Maybe we should give Paul some time in the daily brief to tell us what the hell they're looking at over there in his group. Maybe subscribe to Paul's newsletter. That might be worth the price of a subscription. Also, too, like I said, I'm watching closely. I like to just simply go through the universe manually. What I also like to do, which is totally handy, is I have signaling systems that I've built over the years. And I think the one that actually works best in crypto for my sort of very basic automated approach is sort of the strong momentum pushes. So this spits out signals for the entire stock market, U.S. market, Canadian, Australian, European, and crypto. So you can see even just recently, look at all the bullish signals coming in right across the board on crypto. And really, it's just a question of hunting. Didn't we mention something about Doge there earlier? Look at that beautiful signal. So that the algorithms are jazzed about Doge. There's Doge USDT. Look at this one. FIOB USD. Jesus, that looks sick. Their Link. You heard me barking about Link earlier. Link versus BUSD, US Link up USDT. So that's like a leverage proxy on Link. You just look at 562 pages of ideas for you to look at. Sushi. Look at that beautiful double bottom, eh? Like, isn't this the coolest tool you've ever seen? You just sit and just surf through. All right, tell me what I should be interested in. I mean, a beautiful little fractal signal. I'll get another Link signal. Look at this. BTC, ST, BTC. I don't know what the fuck that is. Look at that cute little W that's coming in there. Totally awesome. So, like for our members, I just say, just pull this up and just start surfing. Look at this. BTC STB USD. BTC ST USDT. What the hell is this damn thing? Anyway, right across the board, it's breaking out. There's that Doge. So Doge versus euros, it's breaking out. Doge versus Australian dollars, breaking out. Doge versus Brazilian reals. I mean, this is incredible. I love this platform. Doge versus British pounds. This is so funny. VET, I think we showed you. Oh, look at this one. Oh, Doge versus, what's that, rubles? Jesus, that's a W within a W. No wonder fucking Elon Musk was getting all chirpy about Russia and Ukraine there. He saw what his Doge was doing relative to the ruble. SLPBUSD. Look at that beautiful W. Jeez Louise. I have no idea what these guys do. Anyway, we've only gone through 3 or 4 pages of this, and I mean, it's just endless, the data. Wow, look at that thing. JSTBUSD. So, I mean, I love this about this platform. I mean, it's just spitting out ideas every day. Look at this bake. Is that not a W? I don't know. It looks like a W to me. So the way that I would suggest to use this, of course, is just pull up the assets that are W. Obviously, you can't touch that thing, but look how that pops. And then just start doing your due diligence. Go to the Coin Market Cap and the Coin Gecko sites and start kicking the tires. Look at this Nano. Nano versus ETH versus Euro. Look at that W. Nano versus USD. Look at that tight. Can you see that? Look at that sick-ass little W down in there, eh? And the thing is you could have even gotten in on a Wyckoff check. Hey, Benkoff check. Ben, do you see your check here? That's cool. So you can see the W.
Of course.
Down, up, down, breakout. And then the next day, if you just placed your order right at that breakout level, ding, 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 you get your fill right on the breakout level. Yeah, that's cool. Sorry, I'm getting all excited looking at this. So, if anything, this platform is a trader's dream. And the cool part about it is the breadth indicator has been up since the 27th. So I've been encouraging everybody on this site just to keep surfing. Like I showed you the Cripple name. And I mean, who would have thought Cripple of all things? Why Cripple? They have some sort of big. They actually sued the SEC, and now the SEC is totally on the defensive. So it's kind of ironic what's happening there. But as I said, the breadth indicators are telling you that the market is bullish, and then just all you do is just pull this up. I mean, geez, if you snuck in on that one, look at that. The signal was right there at 45. And here we are at 65. So you've already up 50% on that little thing. I have no idea what any... Oh, look at that little W. So XNOBUSD. That one's firing off. Anyway. So, whoa, look at that beautiful chart. Look at that W within a W. Holy free holies. XNOETH. You know, the irony of it all this is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's like... I mean, it's a ridiculous... Oh, look at this one. BLZUSDT. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Look at that chart. It's just sitting right there. Sorry. Get all excited here. So, anyway, there you go. There's lots of little names to be hunting down here. Get in there with a bowl and spoon, right? All right, so I mean, the irony of all of this is I think that there's 2,700 names in our crypto universe. I mean, it's just ridiculous how many names there are. Like this crypto universe breadth. And I showed people on this site earlier today. I mean, what you can do, which is kind of fun. Again, this is just, there's so many different ways to use this platform. I gotta find the list though. It takes forever. We can actually just even go look through. There's shitterex, but we have like Binance, we have Kraken, but we also have, there it is, the crypto universe. Check this out. I mean, you want to have fun. There's 2,730 names in our crypto universe. That's a lot. And the cool part about it is you can actually screen them by weakest or strongest, technically speaking. And then just simply go through the entire universe just looking at every single bloody crypto. And this will spit out, this particular screen. Look at these sons of guns. Look at the size of that. Do you see the bot? What is this? ENSBUSD, ENSTRY. I don't know what the hell that is, but that damn thing looks like it's pointing up big time. Wow. Man, I think I better get back in there and start loading up on crypto. Look at that beautiful base. BNB. Oh, this is CZ's coin, right? That's his site coin. So it looks like he's getting ready to do some rock and rolling. Anyway, so hopefully you can see there are W's being spit up. Look at that W! Wow, all over the map. The screen that I just showed you there a moment ago. This was basically off of the screeners that I have in my screener page off of the dashboard. But this just happens to be one screener. This is a screener that I like to use. I built it's like a momentum push screener. So this takes a while to load because there's a gazillion names. Europe, come on, I think there's crypto. So that was this list right here. I love this list. This list just simply shows you all of the all of the names that are sort of right at the bottom end of their ranges, and they got a long way to go to the upside. So you can see like this one. Look at that, huge fall off. Anyway, wow, look at that base. Wow. ADX, Jesus, look how far these ones have fallen. So anyway, I can spend all night just going through all these different screeners. So yeah, it's just so much fun. And also too, for the people that are really good, you can actually build your own screeners. And actually, isn't that interesting? Look at ETH versus Link. So I really like this screen. This is the 13 EMA versus the 30 SMA on a weekly basis. So this is a weekly price chart. Look at that chart. Ay, caramba. I mean, it doesn't get much easier than that, folks. I mean, it really doesn't. So, gee whiz. There's a lot of money to be made in this market. So, I'd sort of started off the conversation with, we've finally made it through a huge portion of the crap. And if anything, over the next year, I think we ultimately find the fundamental base for value in this space, and we can start getting back to, getting in there and being able to buy the bottom ends of ranges. All the people that came in and bought this stuff way up top here a year or so ago, they're all absolutely destroyed. And now, I don't know when this thing goes, but I can tell you, usually the rule is about 50% of the duration from there to there. So that's August of 2020. This is now September of 22. So that's like 2 years. So if we use that 50% logic, then 1 year from now, this asset should be back around its 50% rule. That's WD-GAN 101. So, I don't know, folks. I sure hope you're ready to take advantage of this, because I think that, and it's fascinating. Look how few people are watching this video, and probably on a weekly basis. Probably not that many people are going to be that interested, and yet I think now's the time. And this is exactly the same thing that happened with this. I remember when I did this video interview with Da Vinci, nobody was interested in the market. Nobody at all. And it turns out that, fortunes were made stepping in and taking advantage of this. In fact, actually, I even put a public tweet out to this effect. What I find really interesting, of course, is that humans, they want to chase the high-flying markets and the big touts, right? And I'm worried because I'm seeing a lot of this. People are actually conning themselves into buying fractional ownership of artwork. I can tell you, I've been around the block a few times, and I've seen this whole artwork shill that always happens right at the very end of the cycle, when the stock market breaks and people are scrambling for assets that still have some sort of value. They always go into this artwork shill, and it always ends exactly the same as all the other times. So you don't want to be buying assets that are at the top end of the range. It's the same logic as Bitcoin. And, buying Bitcoin up here, was that, or, Ethereum up here, was that smart? No, you got to wait for the bottom to come in. And, sadly, this is when public is all rah, rah, rah. And this is when the public isn't interested at all. And I'm seeing the same darn things. So people are chasing this particular market because it hasn't broken yet. And I would argue, and this is sort of Simon Dixon 101, where he says that if you can find Bitcoin that's corrected like 70-80% from its peak, that's a no-brainer buy. I don't know whether we're 80% off of the peak yet, but we must be getting pretty damn close. If this high was, let's say it's 67,000, just for argument's sake. In fact, what does that say? 69,000. So that means 10,000 or 10% is $6,900. So times 2 is what, 14,000? And here we are flirting around 18, 19,000. So you're telling me I'm within $5,000 of that 70-80% wipeout, and I'm $50,000 away from the peak? Well, this is the market you want to be concentrating on, not the market when it's up at the top end of the range, like that artwork show right now. So, how ironic. Nobody's interested in Bitcoin right now, and yet this is exactly when they should be interested. Oh well, go figure.
Brian, just to jump in, and I think it's quite interesting that at the end of, I think it was Valentine's Day in 2018, do you remember there was that digital art piece of that rose that was sold?
February 2018?
Yeah, that kind of, it was almost like digital art was just coming on the scene, and that kind of marked the end of that bull cycle. And then NFTs
like
at the end of this cycle here was kind of like the last thing to be shilled.
Yeah.
Kind of marking the end of this recent cycle as well. So I just think that's interesting that even in crypto, artwork kind of
falls into
the very end of following the blow off top. It's the last thing to be shilled.
That's I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess just to keep it simple, stupid. There's 78.6. There's 88.6 of that previous cycle. That was that time when I basically talked to Dav and you couldn't give crypto away at this point. It was going to zero and all that crap. I don't know whether we're not at 78.6 just yet. So, kind of Paul's cautionary that it's still one more kind of dump to go. I like that one more dump to go kind of idea. I don't know whether it happens the end of this year, like this cycle, or this cycle. This was the very beginning of the new year, like into January it dumped. I don't know when that is, but I think we're that close that there's just one more little dump that happens here over the next 6-8 months. No idea exactly when it's going to come, but that probably marks the cycle pivot. So, and what would be a really good question would be, what were some of the hallmarks that we saw around these lows? This was the Mike Hearn rage quit through this low. When did Roger Ver get all angry at everybody and flip people off and give them the bird and all that? Was that through that? I can't remember. Do you remember that? I think actually that's pretty previous cycle. I wonder who got really angry through here. I'd have to think.
Was that just following like the like when Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash? We're having
I think that was actually back in this cycle. That was over here. I'm just trying to think, and this would be a good research project. What was the prevailing news through here? I remember specifically Mike Hearn rage quit, all that kind of stuff. What was interesting too, through this dump, there was quite a bit of talk. I think it was actually through here about China ban. So it is kind of interesting how China's on the outs again, and we're pressing against the lows. So anyway, I guess just the bottom line here is it just feels like we're a lot closer to the bottom than we are to the top. So that's a good sign. And actually cool to hear from you, Mr. And how are things going in your neck of the woods? Are you out of the rowboat yet?
In Florida?
Yeah, that's it. Aren't you? You're getting around in rowboats these days?
No, I was quite fortunate where we were that we missed the worst of it, but yeah, there's definitely some pretty other people in different situations for sure.
Yeah, half of the eastern seaboard disappeared in my country. The hurricane that hit up there. So they're feeling it right up and down the East Coast. It's kind of funny. I was listening to the weather guys. They were so desperate to call this hurricane a Category 5. And they couldn't get up. But they were just kept shilling it. No, this is going to be a category. It's going to be the historic. And all that. And,
almost like they're rooting for it to get up there.
Yeah. So you can totally tell the environmental shill sort of message from... Anyway, we won't go there. Anyway, good to hear that you're hanging in there. Anything in particular you'd like to share with the good people here tonight that you happen to be seeing in the market?
I mean, I'm always kind of developing my rule of 72 into further iterations, so I can always go down that rabbit hole and show what the next thing is that I've been doing with it, or
sure, right? I'm always curious.
Okay, all right.
Let's see. I'll stop presenting, and we'll bring on Ben. Is Paul still with us, or did he fall asleep? There he is.
No, I'm still here.
Hey, bud. Well, anything that comes to your mind that you want to share, feel free to chime in. All right. Ben is now screen sharing. I'll put myself on mute, and you got the floor, sir. Tell these good people what's on your mind.
Awesome, and feel free to jump in if I say anything that's heresy.
Heresy! I doubt you're gonna say anything. Heretic. Now we just actually have to make sure I have the right thing. Can you maximize your window? Because we don't need to see. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Sure. Can you see
that's a big chart.
Price chart of Doge.
Doge, right? Oh, jeez. Doge.
Yeah.
Chill us on Doge, you bastard.
So
let's see. I gotta just make sure I hit the right button here for. Oh, okay, yeah, that is the right button. All right, so I'll put
okay,
myself
cool.
on mute. You got the floor. Tell these good people
All
what's
right.
on your mind.
Cool. So the caveat here is that this is new territory. This isn't proven stuff. I'm just kind of discovering it and building upon some other concepts that I've learned from Brian at TRI and kind of developing my own style of investing. And that's kind of what brought me to this point here, and thought there's a few things where I threw this on some charts and it seemed to make sense. So I'm going to share it with you guys tonight. And what kind of started this journey for me was taking a look at two different assets from, and this is an example, two different assets from the previous bull cycle. One being Dogecoin, that kind of looks like this, and another being Civic, which was another token from the previous cycle that looks like this. And wanting to know what's the difference between this chart and this chart. Is there some kind of a story that the price was telling us that led to this as what happened to Dogecoin compared to this that happened to Civic? So does that make sense so far, guys? Am I still there? Still tracking with me?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that a question that perhaps you've kind of thought or wondered, or am I?
No.
No, it's not something you've wondered. Okay, for me, it was an important question that I wanted to engage and try and figure out. And because when I'm building my portfolio through the bear season, am I putting my investments into ideas that like this that could potentially turn into this, or am I putting my money into things like this that might not reach anywhere near their previous high by the time that the bull market is all said and done? Maybe it's still a shadow of its former self, as opposed to, well, it went into price discovery and it just went into a whole new realm. And so that was when I developed this to kind of help me tell a story of what's going on with price action. And we're all familiar with how I've kind of reverse engineered the 38.2% retracement leading to a potential double, which is where we get that 72.36. And then I think last time I jumped on and I was talking about that, well, it turns out 72.36 is actually half of 36.18, which is another important retracement level. And for me, developing this, I really wanted to know how I could almost create a retracement where there was no retracement. So if an asset is quite new and it is going into price discovery to the downside, what are some targets that I could be looking at? So yeah, something like Civic, for instance, you can see that the original price of it at 13 cents, it actually went down or way below there. And so how can I kind of create some levels that maybe I can step in as a buyer, and it'll make sense that I'm kind of going alongside with what institutions have in mind. And so obviously that 72.36 establishes a really important level of both support and resistance if an institution decides, hey, I'm going to step in here, support the market. And I've drawn this hundreds of times on hundreds of different charts. And that seems to be quite a really strong recurring level that is quite important. And it really makes sense, especially with very small, this is like venture cap, very small cap altcoins. It seems to work out quite a lot. And then going on to the next level, this 86.18, where it's essentially the distance between 86.18 to 72.36 is also a 100% gain. So perhaps that 72.36 level failed. They step in again at the 86.18 level, and they're able to make a double by the time that it even reaches the overhead resistance of the 72.36. And consequently, it also lines up that stepping in at this 86.18 level also creates a GAN 50% retracement of the entire range from the top of the market high. Say the top of the market high was 100, and it bases down at that 86.18, retracing to the 50% of that move actually lands around about that same level. And that's where I've put in this 43.09% of this entire range, because I feel like just because of the expectations set by the people that step in here and step in here, kind of creates this brick wall of resistance as a market turns from a bear market into a bull market, and it starts moving up through these levels. Getting through this level is really important. And then each level going down is again, it's the same concept as moving from here to here. It's 50% of it's the previous level plus 50% of the range from there to zero. And there's the little equation there. So if you want to take a screenshot and create something similar yourself. Yeah, the thing that kind of stuck out to me is that I'll show you on a chart in a minute, and it will kind of make a little bit more sense. But the further down a market retraces through these levels of, I just call it a rainbow retracement, just because I like colorful things. And as we go down through these different colors, it actually creates more and more overhead resistance. And so the likelihood for a market to go into price discovery beyond this level here, I think probabilistically decreases as you trade down through these levels, because it creates more and more overhead resistance. And so going over here, if we look at Dogecoin, there's the top of the market, and it started to go through the bear market. It started going through these levels. You can see here that originally it was supported a little bit at that 72 level. Ultimately, this 86 level became really important. People building positions along there. And then finally, when you had that big washout, it came down to this next level here and pretty much just bounced off of there pretty quickly, consolidated up again there. And so the number of levels of resistance, the ranges that were required for the upward impulses to get through to go into price discovery was, you've got three ranges here. You had the green, the orange, and the yellow, or the green, yellow, and red. And so probabilistically, that consolidation leading to a breakthrough of this brick wall at the 43.09, you can see it hit there, and there was a lot of selling pressure there, but ultimately was able to overcome that. Whereas something like Civic, Civic traded through the entire rainbow, and and it went down through, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels of overhead resistance established as it kind of went through this. You can see that these levels were respected, even though it's not really a retracement, because there was no previous history of price. But it's telling this story that, hey, people are stepping in here at 72, they're expecting to sell up here. Your GAN people are stepping in here at the 86, and they're going to be selling at that 43% also. So that's a really important level of resistance, even as the market keeps on continuing to go down. When it reaches that level up here, well, it's still a brick wall of resistance from all the way back here, and where people stepped in with that expectation. And so the probability of being able to overcome that decreases as you go through multiple levels of this rainbow. And so, yeah, just using these, I mean, you could use this however you want. You could use it to kind of help you tell a story. This is obviously in the logarithmic. I forgot to mention that. Both of these charts are both log charts. And yeah, I'm using it right now to help me tell a story and get an understanding of how people are respecting these levels on the way down, because it's going to be important on the way up. And I mean, if you did, I mean, you could decide to maybe even layer in your bids at these and selling halves on doubles, because it seems to bounce off in between these levels quite a bit. I mean, even if it does not go into price discovery, I mean, from down here at that 99.13% price reduction, if you decided, hey, I'm just going to pop a bid in on that level, I mean, up here at that 43%, that's a range of 65,000 or 66,500% or something ridiculous. It's a huge range where you could be profiting, even with the expectation that, hey, this altcoin might not go into price discovery in the next bull market. That's an expectation I'm going to set for myself because of how far down we've gone. But I'm still going to be able to get my original position back and make a decent amount of profit, without, expecting that this thing is going to go to the moon and blast through the previous all-time high. And just to leave you with one last little image, I was talking to my dad the other week, and he was looking at a particular asset, and I thought, hey, I'll just chuck this thing on and see, does it work in different circumstances? This is a hydrogen stock. And you can see that these levels, again, this is projecting the possibility of downside projections in an asset that has no previous price history, and figuring out, well, what could the possible story be here? And literally all we needed was that first level, that $3, pop this thing on the chart, and you can see that the level was respected here at 72. People obviously stepped in there. They stepped in at this 86% level, all the way down, and it eventually just bottomed right off there at that purple level and consolidated along there, and was obviously rejected pretty hard there at the 86, and then rejected again at this 72.36 level. And that was when it stuck out to me, like, hey, there's something in this, and maybe worth getting some eyes on from some other people, and maybe they can use it and take it or develop it a little bit more into something else, or trading strategy. And yeah,
it might be cool when the W's actually do come in to do a Foggenbaum off of that bottom. And see if 2.618 and 4669s line up with those levels too.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure that. Yeah, I could probably do it.
What's the
Do it
symbol of
live
that
or
thing? Pure hydrogen?
yeah, PHP. And I think right now even something like Tilray just it did exactly the same thing at that purple level. Just bounced right off of it. But it seems to. I mean, not to say that this purple level is the bottom. I've definitely seen markets that go down beyond that, but yeah, and you can just keep creating more and more derivatives of this 72 going down, down, down as far as you want to help you tell the story that that you're trying to understand. So yeah, I could yield the floor back to you.
Pull up that chart and just do it. It's quite remarkable, the levels.
Okay.
I think they almost line up perfectly with your thinking.
So can we see here?
Yeah. I would go off of that right hand low.
Okay, from here?
No, that's the left hand one.
Oh, this low, yeah. So from here to
back up to whatever the highest high is. I don't know whether you have chaos levels on your fib tool.
Yeah, I do have it set up. I'm just trying to. It's not wanting to snap.
It drives you crazy, eh?
It does, especially like where there's not a lot of price actions, a lot of maps going on here. So let me get an arrow here. We'll do a chaos extension here. But we're going the wrong way. And I'm going to take it off log as well, right?
No, do the log. Yeah, the log's perfect.
Okay. All right. So reverse that. Oh, I reversed the wrong one, didn't I? We're going back to log. Thanks for bearing with me, everyone.
Yeah, you're doing awesome. Don't worry
let me go reverse that.
All right, so I had 2.618 lined up with 14.5 cents. I'm not sure where yours lines up.
We had this issue, didn't we? I think, do I need to go to make this fib levels on log scale? There we go. Is that it?
Maybe. So So what I noticed was 877 lined up almost perfectly with that March 21st peak. Yeah. So notice your 86 and that 877. And then notice the 16.88. I guess it doesn't line up perfectly with your levels, but nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, that's confluence.
Right into those levels.
Yeah.
So looks like 4669 actually is a bit of a base here now.
Yep.
So you can kind of play ping pong between these levels. Super cool.
So nice
work. Yeah, really cool work.
Did this kind of make sense? Like where I was going with all of that? Was it?
That's a cool image. Can you put that into the spreadsheet?
Yeah, for sure. I'll pop it on the app.
That's a sick image.
Okay, cool.
Sorry to derail you there. Of course, I'm always thinking about chaos theory and stuff.
Yeah.
So somebody wants us to shill his idea here.
BTR. RSD. Yeah. I made the mistake of looking it up on TradingView and was disappointed with the lack of pumping action.
That's pumping? This is brain trust?
I don't think it is.
Best videos ever.
That's a real person.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah, cool.
Actually, okay. So What do you think,
did you have
Paul?
any?
Paul, when you see this, what comes to your mind?
Support and resistance level just broken down.
Support and resistance levels looking down.
No, broken down. If you'll see an altcoin will go down, straight down or stepping down all the way to the double level. Ben just managed to get that level explained really well, and why some altcoins they'll not pump to the all-time highs, because they have a lot of resistance above the current the bear market prices.
Yeah.
A lot of people they'll step on the sell at the different levels, and they'll cool down the altcoin. And some altcoins they have so much resistance from the all-time highs, and even if it's a strong bull market, they don't manage to go below the all-time highs.
Yeah, and actually that reminds me, there's an old rule. You know, if you have these assets that go crazy to the upside, I suppose that, you know, looking at the log charts, it might be hard to see that. But quite often you can gauge sort of the quality of an asset by how deep the retracement is. Right. So I do like your sort of statistical measure here, that the deeper it goes, the harder it's going to be for the thing to actually, you know, like you said, make to new highs and new price discovery. That's a really interesting observation. And
that's why we are looking for new projects in every bear market, because the new projects, they don't have the sell pressure like old ones. So when they come and go to the price discovery, they don't have sell pressure. So they could pump really nice and give you a nice reward.
Well, kind of like Mr. BTRST.
Yeah, it's just a shiller in my opinion.
No. But this is a perfect example, because this thing topped out at like $50, and here it is at $2. So how deep down his percentage correction? Are we into blue or are we into purple now on that? Because that's got to be...
I think we are on black on that one.
So what are the odds of this thing going back and making new price discovery highs? Not so good.
For a little old lady maybe, but I don't know.
Do we make best video ever?
We won't give Mr. Best
on the charts.
Oh, sorry? What's that?
Do we make best videos ever's day and pull it up on the chart?
Well, but I think we're making the point that I guess according to your rule, and so what would we take, like a measurement of the whole range and ask what 43% is? And that is basically a brick wall if it's you know, like 80-90% correction. Is that correct in what I'm thinking?
Do you want me to show you an example of how I would put this on a chart?
Well, why don't you do this guy's, what the hell? We'll make his day. I mean, no offense, but the coin, I wouldn't go and buy this coin, but it might be a good working example for you. So BTRSTUSD, and it's like total train wreck, eh? So there's the high way up there at $50. So what's like 98% correction?
Is this the best place to be looking? Is there some actual history before this, before it just started dumping?
Who knows? And does it make any difference?
I mean, it might have been higher at one point. That's the only.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
Should I have BTSD? I mean, sometimes Gate.io.
Oh, there you go. Well, see, that other quote was like $50, eh? So no, that isn't.
Yeah, that's the same. Yeah. Yeah, let's just assume it came out.
As Cole says, horse icon, rooster icon. Use your imagination, people.
I hope that's not about the rainbow chart, Cole.
Yeah. Oh no, the rainbow chart is super cool, man. So you just do it from basically the high down to 0, eh? Is that what you do?
Yeah. So I would go. We put coordinates at 0, and what have I? That's this guy
Oh,
here.
so look at now that's interesting, right? There's pretty telling how it bounced off 96.54 there, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've already got their double off there.
Yeah. So he's this guy's sitting. He's got a free bag, and he'd love the public to come along and just buy up all his coins.
Yep, there's the public coming in here. I don't know. He wants them to take it up and get
So,
some
but
more.
it's interesting. Our thesis coming out of today is there is just a ridiculous brick wall at $28 on this thing, eh?
That's my thesis. You've got your 38.2 level guys there, and you've got your GAN level guys there as well. And
the only problem with something like this is, does it ever stop making lower lows?
that's the thing. This isn't, like it's gonna stop at a particular. I think when Bitcoin turns a corner, these things will turn a corner.
Right.
I think unless they're just total horse chickens.
Yeah. We won't comment on that. But that is a cool presentation. I really like this group. Paul's got a very unique approach. Of course, I've got my harebrained approach, and Ben has a very unique, very individual approach. Super cool.
Cool. Well, thanks for giving me the opportunity to share, and
Totally.
we'll get
And
some
can you
value out of
put
it.
that breakdown image into the spreadsheet if people want to see that?
Yep.
That is
Yep. That's
cool.
going to be on the app.
Man, this app is going to be a total resource. Holy moly. So cool. Okay, so and
All
I don't
right,
know
back to you.
who wants to attack this. Someone's asking, can you give your thoughts on Bitcoin, contango, and backwardization at the moment? So I don't know if do you follow contango and backwardization, Paul, at all on the Binance forward contracts?
No, I'm just a stupid trader. I'm just scalping all day.
Okay. I mean, we can go, if we can, I mean, I don't know how to get the, like, it would be nice if there was a nice little price breakdown. This used to be the resource that I would use in the futures industry. I don't know whether it has Bitcoin futures or not. Bitcoin! Yeah, look at that. It does. Son of a bitch. There you go. This is like, how do I describe this? All you guys, Paul's in his little Ferrari over there trading away on Binance and a perp swap. This is sort of like old timer driving my big old boat of a Cadillac in the marketplace. I don't know whether you kids are going to appreciate this, but what I see here, 20,380 in the short term, 20,345. So that's actually a little bit lower price. 20,135. That's lower. So we have a bit of a backwardization into the end of the year. So if anything, that kind of makes sense, because I think a lot of people in the market are looking for that dump around the end of the year, beginning of next year. So you notice 2135, then 2160, 2200, 2235. So actually that quarter there, they actually have the market slightly in contango. Then going out into the spring, 23, so that's still higher, 26, 27, 28. So what this says to me is, for lack of a better term, I'll just there's Mr. Wonderful's chart. Sure hope you get rich, dude. Way to go. 23, 23, 21, 21, 6. So it's almost like the curve goes lower, then basically straight up like that. And notice that curve, where the hell are we? that curve pivots somewhere in December, January. And you remember our talk about how the market dumps there in November, I think it was, of back here. We had that final puke out right here in November of 2018. That would sort of align. But this is, and actually it's interesting because if I'm not mistaken, I think we had a bit of a dump. Well, actually that wasn't so bad. But I remember, I think it must have been this cycle. We also had a dump in sort of, there's October, November, December, with the ultimate bottom in January. So that's sort of, remember I was talking about this, where that was my current rage quit. That was like December, January. This was November FU. Everybody thought 6,000 was the floor, and then the market just fell out in November. If, to be honest with you, looking at the forwards curve, and actually these are futures contracts, I would say that the market is anticipating some sort of pivot right there in that December, January window. That's what this is telling me. So I don't know. Take it for whatever it's worth. Negative into the end of the year. And then once we get into 2023, actually contango right out all the way into 2024. So, and in a weird sort of way, I actually do like the comparison of this cycle and the 16-17 cycle, especially the way that we had that peak in like March, April, which corresponds with that peak that particular year. Then we had a peak in this particular case, it was like November, December, and of course here we had our peak in November, December. So I actually really like the analogy that this cycle is a carbon copy of this cycle, which gives us our rage quit, panic dump, basically the beginning of 2023. I like that. And then I like 2023 just to be a sideways dead market, that the public has no interest in Bitcoin whatsoever. And of course, that's our time to just slowly accumulate all the names that we really want, getting ready for the next cycle. So I don't know. What do you think, Mr. Samurai? Does that speak to your question? I hope so. All right, that is 8 o'clock, guys. So, frankly speaking, I think we did an absolutely fantastic job here on this show. So proud of you guys. This is such a good little broadcast that we do. Solid work, guys. Why don't we finish off with, we'll put on our prediction hats. Of course, you can see how my hat was broken. Actually, it kind of looks like the baseball hat I'm wearing right now. So I would ask Paul what his vote is, but I think we could all probably collectively answer exactly what he's going to say. So, but we might as well for posterity. Paul, give us your vote. What do you think is going to happen here?
+2.
Not 3? We can't do a +3?
No. It's enough to.
All right. What a surprise. Now, Ben, the voice of reason. And if anything, I kind of like Ben. I think he's turning into the voice of well, I mean, Paul definitely would be a dad figure too, so I can't really say that, not. But Mr. Voice of Reason, maybe middle of the road. What do you think is going to happen here to us?
I'm too young for that. I'm going number 2.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna go uber bullish too? Son of a bitch! Wow, you guys. Oh Jesus! No pressure. No pressure. I mean, clearly I was wrong last go round. So it's certainly not like I've got to maintain any awesome standing. Let's see. I was wondering about these these sine waves. So, wonder what happened with my sine wave. But let's go. So something like that. Actually, I don't mind that thinking. It's not terrible. Up. So we had our call here. I wonder why. I remember I was thinking down. But we didn't even really get that much of a trough here, right? So if we line this up, maybe I'll stretch this out a little bit. Of course, this is highly scientific. There we go. Well, maybe something like that. So looking trophy and looking peaky. Next show shall be on the 12th of October. Ooh, that's supposed to be a really bullish part of the cycle, though, right? So that is right there. So, oh boy. How did it go again? 5%. That's the limit for one. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
So you guys are thinking that we're going to be at least. Is it anything above 5% gets a 2? Like say 5 to 10%. Does that give you your 2? Something like that. Something, yeah. Right. So you guys think we're going to be here or higher by next show? That's 21,200.
Yeah, I'm thinking 22K could be a nice 22, 23 could be a nice level.
Yeah.
Short reload zone and stay in
cool.
that area a little bit.
And our show is going to be right here, eh?
Yep.
So I'm going to vote a. I'll go with a 1. I'll be bullish with you guys, but I don't know whether we're all the way up here. We'll see. Only time will tell. So I'll go with a 1. So at least that way we're all on the bull camp. If anything, that means we got the green light for the bears to come out and slam us.
Yep.
All right, we've made our votes. Gee whiz, the boys are awfully bullish. Actually, yeah, they were bullish here. And the market got thumped. Bullish. Market was bullish. This is probably the scenario that I think probably happens. So, but anyway, we'll go with a 1. I'll acquiesce. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your participation tonight. What a great conversation. Hope you guys out in the YouTube audience. We had about 20 people or so show up tonight, so that's kind of cool. By all means, hit the like button, subscribe, ring, we'll say Ben's bell. Ben, you got any bells around your neck of the woods? Anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Feel free to drop a comment if there's something in particular that either you would like to see us do, or maybe we were in error of. I would strongly suggest if you are interested in trading, to at the very least come and just join TRI for our 30-day trial and get to know our community a little bit. We're still building out all the tools that we'd like to offer to the public, so it's still very much a work in progress. Things that I think would behoove you to subscribe to that don't cost you any money at all. The TRI Twitter feed is just an absolute wealth of information. This is done by Josh, who's got a much better attitude than I have. Super PMA. I love that about Josh. Also, too, we also have our blog, which I think is also an incredible source of free information and education. Again, totally free. So I don't need to worry about being shilled for this information. I made reference to like things like the Decentraland report and the political map and the January barometer and stuff even earlier tonight. And of course, you are watching on it now, but if you just stumbled upon the YouTube page, I mean, this page, it's remarkable how many hours of content. This is our show here. This is episode 62. At least I think that's it. 8 hours ago? Is that when we did this? I don't know whether that's it now. But how many videos are in here? 63 videos. Each of these is like a good couple hours. So gee whiz, how many hours is that? Just total crypto. And then I also have a weekend show that I basically speak to the public, do a lot of sort of, kind of public education here. How many hours? 251 videos. And you can see, good hour, 2 hours kind of idea. I mean, you could get lost in here and spend literally years in here. As well, too, if you do decide to come over to the website, we also, and actually it's interesting, we do have them on the YouTube page. We do have the tutorials that we did with Coinergy. You can see they've gotten quite a few hits over the years. I suppose there is Coinergy, so you can see what they're doing these days. Yeah, there's good old Dav. But also, too, if you come to TRI's site and sign up for that 30-day trial, you can, and I'm sure there probably is a way to access them, but we also, in our library, we have all the Bitcoin and altcoin trading shows. So we've done these videos like for years. Going back to like the very beginning of the sort of crypto experience. And there's good old Will and Rob there's Brian. She's young man Brian. So I think we had hundreds of these videos. So the point being that there is tons of free learning that you can do. We're not here to shill you and take advantage of you. Now, if you would like, we do run an education program. The education program is actually just started for our fall term. So, if you are interested, maybe get into the loop for the January program. We also do, Black Friday deals and stuff like that. So it might behoove you to pay attention for that. I've always said that the best sales pitch for this education program is the actual students. And I think we have a very good reputation within the industry to try and help people. So by all means, pop on over and check that out if you're interested. But just understand that the reason why we built the school was for people that need help. It's not for the self-starter. If you are a self-starter and you're super motivated, there's plenty of information that you can get for free. And then, of course, by all means, you can always follow Brian and his crazy rants. But I'm pretty ranty, and if you know who that guy is, you understand my sort of trader, salty mentality, if you will. So just be fully aware. All right, so there's the shill for the site. And like I said, I'm so over the top excited about the dashboard. We finally built this out. This is basically my 1980s website finally coming into reality. It still needs, of course, some fine tuning. We had one hell of a buy signal there in the stock market just last week. And of course, look at what happened in the stock market to get an idea of how powerful that signal was. Thank you so much for my co-show host, Paul from Romania. And actually, it turns out that we have quite a large Romanian contingent on the website. As I was saying, Zban G is the gentleman who does all the write-ups, or a lot of the write-ups for the daily videos. I got an opportunity to meet him and his lovely wife in Portugal that last week. And if anything, I think I have to do like I got to do like actually a tour of Romania. So maybe Paul, you can put together a nice little travel list for me. And Dan, if you're out there, still looking for my Transylvanian real estate agent. So anyway, inside joke. So. All right, why don't we leave it at that? Thank you very much, Ben. Closing thoughts for these good people, gentlemen. Ben, anything on your mind that you'd like to share with these good people before we head off into the sunset?
Sure, yeah. I mean, yeah, sign up to the site. It's awesome. One thing I would say extra, just about it for anyone who's wondering, it's Brian's fostered a really great community of generosity and collaborative spirit. So people on there are just awesome, and there's this really good group of people that will wrap around you and help show you how to trade. And second of all, send some love out to Brian and the boy tomorrow. And
thank you.
Lastly, check out the app and the yeah.
Oh, let's see. Have you added your new images? Look at these cool images Ben's got in here. Oh my God, they're so awesome. So, this is your latest edition. Look at that, sweet, awesome.
There you go.
Thank you, sir.
Cool.
All right, Paul. We will head off into the sunset, but first, any closing thoughts for these good people?
Yeah, for the people on level 1, pay attention to the first part of the level 1. The fundamental part is most important. I said last week, I'll repeat this week. Pay attention. If you don't pay attention now, you'll be forced to do it later, and it's a bit harder to do that. So pay attention to the level 1. At least first part is really, really important. It's boring, I know that, but if you want to be a trader and you want to succeed in this business, just pay attention and learn really well the concepts. For traders, risk management and position size, keep your risk at minimum. I'm thinking it's still a bear market. We are still on hard mode. Relatively in the last couple of months, same idea, maximum 1% for a day trader. I think it's a good risk, and you can make some money even with 0.5% if you are consistently profitable. 2-to-1 risk to reward, win rate above 50. You can make some money. You don't need to be greedy, a greedy goblin. Like I like to say some people on the group. You can make money slowly. You saw on the weekly newsletter 8% a week. I think it's okay.
Yeah, what is that?
It's
Times
more than
52?
enough.
If you did 8% a week times 52 weeks, that's a pretty healthy return.
Yeah.
All right, well, on that note, it sounds to me like slow and steady wins the race. PMA for the win. And what do you say, Ben? Can you take us on out of here? The only thing left for us to say to you good people is...
Bye for now.